join us here at CES 2013 at the Mirage Suite. I'd like to first introduce you our line of cases here. Right behind me, we have our new featured focus case of the year for 2013. This is a full tower throne. It'll come in both black and white. The black edition will come with 2 red LED fans, while the white will come with 2 blue LED fans. It will be joined with a set of 140mm fans, 2 in the front, 2 in the top, 1 in the rear, and a side 230mm fan, which can be removed to support 4 additional 120mm fans. You do also have the option to install an additional second layer of 140mm fans in front or behind the hard drive cage, and you can also install one 140mm fan down the very bottom of the case. And at the very bottom as well, we have a removable side dust panel filter for easy access and clean, to prevent dust from accessing from the bottom of your case. Speaking of dust, we also have the top pin at the top. We're allowed to close it to prevent dust from coming in from the top, but also at the same time allowed to open it up for a more aggressive look or for more air ventilation. We've also introduced a hard drive dock at the very top that will support a 3.5-inch and a 2.5-inch hard drive. We have 2 fan controllers here. With the Thor V2, we introduced them via knobs for controllers. Here, we're introducing the slider versions instead. Each slider will be able to control up to 4 case fans, so for a total up to 8. It'll have 4 USB 2.0 and 2 USB 3.0 ports at the very top. There is a power button here that's lit to let you know your computer is on. For the front panel door, it's a push to open. It'll open from left to right, but you do also have the option to removing this door here and installing the hinge on this side, so you'll have a right to left opening. There is a reset button at the very top here, and there's also a button here to allow you to turn on and off the LED lights of your fan for more stealthy appeal. It'll support up to 10 hard drives. The trays can support 2.5 or 3.5-inch hard drives, and as well as 10 add-on PCI cards. But speaking of cases, we would like to also introduce our recently announced Armor Evolution. This is the first mid-tower case that supports eATX with USB 3.0 ports on the front panel. And of course, it'll come with a set of 120mm fans, 2 red LED fans in the front, 2 in the top. It will also support 2 140mm fans, 1 in the rear, a 230mm fan on the side, which you can remove and install 4 additional 120mm fans, a second layer of 120mm fans beside the hard drive cage, and 1 on the bottom as well. And at the very rear of the case, there's a slide-out dust filter you can remove and easily wash and install back again to prevent dust from going into your system. And we've also raised the legs of this case to provide more clearance and ventilation as well. So you place this on the carpet floor, you would have no problems with cooling. And at the very bottom, there is also a button here to now allow you to turn on or off the LED fans of the front case here. And lastly, I could also introduce this recently introduced model, the Line M. It's a micro ATX case with 2 USB 3.0 ports on the front. It'll come with 1 120mm blue LED fan in the front and 1 in the rear. But since you've seen the black throne case, I'd like to also introduce you to the white version as well, and we'll be over there shortly.
Go ahead.
Okay. Well, since you've seen the throne black, let me introduce you to the throne white. Here, let me go ahead and turn on the front LEDs to show you the blue LEDs. They're very nice blue there. And here, you can see the insides. These are the 10 hard drive mounts. You can install your 3.5 and 2.5 inches. Each of these trays will have rubber mounts on there to reduce vibration and the noise as well, which is very handy. You can just slide it back in. And here we have removed the side panel. You can see the 230mm fan there. And all these fans in this case in the throne will support the 3-pin connector. In this system, we installed our most powerful power supply we've released yet. It's the Hercules 1600 watt. It'll have up to 16 6+2 PCI Express connectors and 16 SATA power connectors. It is a dual rail. The first rail will be 110 amps, and the second rail will be able to output up to 50 amps. But left of this case here, we'll have our world's first, just introduced Rosewill Helios RK9200 dual LED mechanical keyboard. We have two samples here. They will come with Cherry MX switches in blue, brown, red, and black. Here is the blue switch, and this one here is the black. So let me go ahead and run a little quick demo over for you. We'll go ahead and turn on just the WHD lights between red. We're going to turn up the brightness. Green, or I can just have it off. I can also do the same for the 4 directional keys. Green, red, or just simply off. And I can go ahead and just simply turn on the rest of the keys, either in red or in green. It will support up to 5 brightness modes. Right now, this is the brightest setting we can have. I'm going to switch it over so that it will come into the breathing mode, where it will fade in from the lowest brightness to the maximum brightness and back down. This is the lowest brightness setting here. Medium brightness, and the maximum brightness. It will support to a total of 24 combinations, however your preference will be when you have this keyboard set up in your location. It will have support 12 N key rollover, and you can also disable the function key as well. So in this case here, since we do have all the backlights on, if you were to disable the Windows key, the backlight key for the Windows key will no longer be lit. But once you enable it again, it will be lit again. But if you were to have your backlights all off, which I'm going to do right now, and you disable the Windows key, it will flash red 3 times to let you know that it has been disabled. But if you want to go ahead and just enable it again, just go ahead and press the function key and the Windows key, and it will re-engage it and flash green 3 times to let you know that it has been enabled again. So if you press that, it's going to exit you out of your gaming session and back into Windows, which is not something you want to do accidentally. And this is our new Rosewill Helios RK9200 dual LED mechanical keyboard. And thank you for joining us here at Rosewill CES 2013 at the Mirage Suite. And again, I am Boo from Rosewill. Thank you for joining us.